we'll go back to the beginning of this as the cameras roll. I think you've said the most positive thing that you like about doing Hard Knocks again is the work ethic. Is there a benefit beyond that to your football team for a national viewpoint?
Well, I think the only other benefit is to our fans who live in California or wherever, Alabama, Florida, who aren't here to watch training camp day in and day out. And I think that's important. And I think they get behind the scenes look at putting together the football team.
Then we go to Atlanta. Why make the decision to spend so much time in Atlanta?
Well, that had nothing to do. That was before all the other. So,
sure.
But something Mike and I talked about a year ago when we were going down there, and it just gives us an opportunity. Particularly this year, it's great because it's our first game, and so it gives us an opportunity to spend a lot of time with our starters against their people. And I think that's important because they're not going to get a lot of exposure as you go. So it's basically a fifth opportunity of competition, of playing against guys in different color helmets in the practice atmosphere without as much risk of injury, which is really a good thing. And both coaching staffs, as I've literally worked with almost their entire coaching staff, so there's a great relationship between me and there'll be our coaches and their coaching staff so that we can police things and get done the work that we need to get done.
As you look at your draft, and you always continue to grade, but in your early grades of what you've seen from what you've got, did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, I've been very pleased to a man. I was not disappointed with any of our guys. And now our last year's draft class, literally didn't have to play last year for the most part. So, so we got another group of guys, and whatever we had this year, 9 and 10 a year ago, so 19 guys, and I think for the most part, almost all of them are still around here in some capacity, and so that's a good thing, having 19 young guys. It was only Zeitler and Orson Charles really playing any significant football for us last year.
Give me an idea. How many of those guys contribute? How many of your draft class do you think actually contribute?
This last class? Well, I don't know. I think Tyler has an opportunity. I think Giovanni Bernard has an opportunity. I think Sean Williams has a great shot. Marcus Hunt. I think they all have chance, but we'll see. That's the fun of it. And we're not doing about talking about it or not doing it through cameras or writing about it. They get to go earn an opportunity, and to me that's what makes you a good football team because they got a lot of guys they're battling against in order to have those opportunities.
And on that sense, you get the experts telling you, and you're one of them, who would say this might be as deep a group as I have going into camp ever. Is this as good a team as you've had a chance to coach going into a camp?
Well, the competitiveness at the spots is how good they play. That's what judges how good they are.
Depth-wise?
Well, again, depends on how good your depth isn't any good if the guy sucks. So it's the abilities, I think we have some good players. I think we have some guys that are competing for spots that can be really productive guys. And whether they're competing to be a starter, whether they're competing to make the football team, that's going to be the fun of the preseason.
Is this the breakout year for the quarterback because it's his third year in the history of the game? You get your third year and your guy really takes that next step. Is Andy on the verge of taking that quote-unquote next step? Well,
he'll continue to, he plays the position everybody asks questions about. So that goes with the territory. And it's an exciting time for him. It ought to be. What he's accomplished as a young player, you see him growing, you see him the confidence level of him, which he came in here as a confident guy. But it's really, really risen to another level. And so you're excited for him. But I think the biggest thing is us as coaches do a great job of preparing him, better preparing the guys around him to execute their job and take care of the little things.
Andre Smith is the situation that you held close to your best. Are you still comfortable with where that stands and not being able to see Andre this whole offseason?
Yeah, I am actually. Some of the stuff is the guys have lives and they got to deal with things that it's not summer camp, and so But yeah, I am very comfortable with Andre, and excited to have a chance to see him in person as we get started tomorrow.
Is what you hope to get done. Did you get done what you hoped to get done in the time that you had before you started here?
You're trying to get young players to learn concepts and understand. You're trying to get the George Iloka to take the next step from where he was a year ago to where now he feels comfortable running the defense from the back end. You're getting Sean Prater snaps. You're getting Dream Joe Draker. Patrick couldn't practice. Now he's sat through 2 years now, or a year and an off season of meetings, and now where he hopefully, when we open up training camp, he's able to go at some point here in the next week or so. We clear him totally. So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get Jermaine Gresham to understand now this route is run this way against this leverage, but if the guy happens to get underneath here this way, this is how we want you to react to that. So that's what we're trying. That's what we tried to really do in the off season, is get better, is get each of our guys individually better, that hopefully collectively brings the team better.
Your defense is good. How much does James Harrison?
Our defense wasn't very good to begin last season. And so we have to play better to open up the season than we did last year to begin the season. And we didn't create turnovers last year. We gave up too many points. We weren't very good on third down. And we put ourselves, we lost 4 football games in a row. And the games we won, we struggled to the end. And we allowed people back in games. So we got to start better on defense. And, so I'm excited about that. I know we will. And they weren't very happy with the way they began. But they righted the ship, and that's what a good football team does.
How much does James Harrison add as one person to your team?
Well, James will add a lot. Devin Steele will add a lot. But James, we got a lot of good young guys that are going to keep getting better. But James has been just what I expected, and I'm excited to have him. He's been a great, he'll continue to be a great, by example, mentor for guys in that position. He and guys like Michael Johnson just keep growing. He's been able to come in here and lead guys, and that's what you want from a veteran player. It's just not come in and put your head down and do your thing, but these guys are watching you, man. You're a guy that was a Super Bowl MVP, so guys have your eyes on you.
You say your defense wasn't very good to start the year. Where's your offense?
Well, our offense has got to continue to, you're judged by how many points you put up. And at the end of the year, we didn't score enough points. And so that's the way it is. That's the beauty of things. We suck. We got to get better in every area.
Is there a breakout guy that you see already? Are there a group of people that you say,
We got to judge football on how we play with helmets and shoulder pads and blocking and tackling and running and catching and doing all the things that you do for successful football. Football in underwear is hard to evaluate. So we've got to, that's why the beauty of the love of the preseason is the chance to go about that and do that in very limited scope. And then we're going to roll it out there in Chicago and kick off the season and go through the next 17 weeks and really fight our tails off.
Your viewpoint, who's your favorite in your division?
Well, it's got to be. We got the world champions in our division, so they've got to be the favorite.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
You got to unseat the crown.
That's right.